Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the with aiesec global campaign customization for GE, especially in AP. So I hope you can take some time to have a look on that. So first of all, if you never know about this campaign before, you can click onto the link on the newsletter and you'll be able to find all the resources that you need for the campaign itself. Cool. So starting with the beginning of the campaign, after you reading the newsletter, you'll be able to find these are most of the content that you see, right? But when you see it, what are the things you can see, find out of that? What are the things that they're special about? So here we go. You will see it's about personalized. So it's about all the contents that we use are trying to customize and personalize to one's person in the experience through aiesec. So here are some of the tips that when you need to do. So what are the requirements that you need to have when you're collecting the material for promotion, especially on the graphic itself? So first of all, it should be focused on one person only. So most of the photo you can see, there's a one key person. When you look into it, you know that is the person that you're looking for. Secondly, for the layout of the graphics, it also can see it's lying on the 9 box itself. So either people, the chin or the top is aligning with the vertical line and the horizontal line, and for the object itself, it also align with the vertical line. So make sure you have a look on that when you design the graphic. And last but not least, the photo are candid, which means it is from a third-person angles. Yes. So here are some of the photos that I choose for as an example. Can you identify which photo that is suitable for the campaign? I'll give you 3 seconds to think about it. Cool. So this is the answer. Okay. So second round again. Can you identify which photos that we can use for it? Cool. So you'll be able to find usually group photos with a lot of people. It's not suitable for it because we cannot find a key person we focus on. While the photo with a person only, then usually that photo is suitable because it's easy for us to personalize the message itself. Next, so coming to here about the content collection, here are some of the tips for you. First of all, where can I find this picture? For aiesec, what you can do is you can have the photos or the video shooting responsible in empty level or even in LZ level. So that's why this photo you can collect it when the EP having realization. So if you're aiesec, I strongly recommend you trying to collect more photos for it if you're IGE. Otherwise, if you are OGE and you don't have much photo in hand from your IA partner right now, so what you can do is you can ask EP, do they have photo like this before, and you can try to use those photos for it. But remember, before you use it, ask the permission of the EP itself first. So what if you don't have any EP realized from Fish Peak? So what you can do is first, the worst case scenario is you shoot the photo with your members, but make sure you don't have any bugs for that. For example, you don't have those local language words behind you and everyone knows that is a local places. Secondly, you can also search photo from the fractals of the global website. So in here, you will be able to find most of the photo that we have during the conference itself, and some of the photo it may be useful for you to customize the campaign. Make sure you choose the photo that's similar to your logo. Cool. So coming to the next part about how we shape the message, right? So first of all, you need to know the product message. So which product are we selling? Now we are selling global entrepreneur. So our product message is develop your leadership through an entrepreneurial internship experience abroad. So secondly, you need to know about the campaign message. So which means what are the message you want to deliver through the campaign. So for the first two about volunteer and impact, it's not for GE, it's only for GB only. While for GE, you can use intern with aiesec, learn with aiesec, experience with aiesec, and develop your leadership with aiesec. Cool. So in here, for campaign message, what does exactly it mean? It means the idea that you want to deliver to the audience and you want them to know about. Cool. So the third one is about editorial line. So for editorial line here, we have 5, including leadership development qualities, a GE experience with aiesec, the moment, our partners say, and also by youth for youth. So in here, what does it mean for editorial line? It means the method that you use to present the campaign message. So in GE, which 3 editorial line that we can use are the first 3: leadership development qualities, G experience with aiesec, and also the moment. So remember, we only use these 3 for the product itself. Cool. So let's have some example for that. So although you can see Strujita here, but it's for GE, so let's have some example for GE. So when you're designing the campaign and the message, so first of all, you need to look into your EP persona first. So with your EP persona, I have taken some examples from Vietnam. So they have a lot of it, like persona, but I try to take some of them. You can see FTU Hanoi, BUH, and also VLU. So these 3 universities, you can able to see they have different profile. For example, in this FTU Hanoi, with the major, you will be able to find they are studying BA Economics and Business Language, which means they are the people can usually do marketing and BA. And of course, what are the skills that they have and what the exact job description they can do, you need to go deeper on that. And you need to align with the timeline when they can go on exchange. And the last thing is about the pain and the gain. So for these people with this age, so you can segment even people who are 2nd or 3rd year, so the people who have some work experience. So what are the pain and the gain they're having right now? So for example, they mostly care about like career, and for example, in another university, people are slightly older, so make sure you know what are the age range for that. And then you can able to see people have like they need to improve soft skills because there's a pay, and also for the game they usually focusing on development, learning, and career path as well. And from the major itself, we can see they usually can do BA or maybe marketing, so you need to go look deeper into that. And last but not least, for VLU, so people are studying PR and English, and people are older as well, but you can see they have a very different persona in terms of they are the people who are looking for a new experience. So this will help us to decide what are the message we want to do. And remember, you also need to align with the sub-product and the focus job description these people can deliver as well. Cool. Coming to the next part. So when people talk about career development, right, especially in GE, so how we can make the content that are aligned with what they want. So we need to have some keywords for that. So here I have do some research. For example, when people want to adapt and find a better career in the future, what are the top skills that they require to have? So here is the one that from World Economics Forum, and you'll be able to see like some of the skills here, they are reflecting with some of the keywords that we use in aiesec. For example, there's complex problem solving, so which is aligned with us in terms of solution-oriented creativity, which is aligned with innovation. People management is usually with empowering others. Coordinating with others usually is about teamwork, so on and so forth. Like for example, effective communication, adaptability. Or like you can also see the one that from LinkedIn. So they, besides having soft skills, they also have hard skills that you can see, and it is also aligned with the sub-product job description that we have. For example, UX design, business analytics, social media marketing, or sales. So then you can put all these into the content of the marketing campaign you use as well when you design the campaign. Cool. So besides that, we also talk about the campaign message about develop leadership qualities, right? So you can for this you can see the elements that under the leadership development qualities. And when I find it, I was finding in the aiesec way toolkit. So if you never see it before, you can also click this link and you will find the content itself. So here's the screenshot I have it, and in here what you need to have is you need to include some of the keywords into the message itself when you're using the editorial line 1 leadership development qualities. So I'm not going to talk deep into it, but I will show you how is it do. So now we have this persona, these 3 persona and these 4 message that we have. But in here, it doesn't necessarily mean we need to use all the message. So I will show you here with the example. So with here all the persona that we are having with the specific subproduct and job description, we have it already. So what you can do is you can put it in there. For example, if people are focusing on career oriented, like FTU, Hanoi, and also BUH. So what you can do is for people who want to have a better career path and they usually want to be in a manager role in the future as well. So develop your leadership with aiesec can be a good campaign message to target these people because they focus on career development. Secondly, these people usually also focusing on their personal learning as well because they want to improve. For example, they want to learn and reach out to the world. They want to have a deeper development, and of course they want to improve themselves to learn something that help their career path. So you can also use campaign message number 4, learn with aiesec. And you for these two, usually people are more focusing on the experience itself, and also yeah. So and also having yeah. So having a right job and position and also a remarkable experience, right? So then these are the things that you can find, and that's why we will choose only these 3 campaign message. Develop your leadership with aiesec, experience with aiesec, and also learn with aiesec. So we are not going to use this. And right now, we are going to see some of the example for that. So when you click onto this link, then you will be able to go to here and you can find sample. So when you click onto sample, then you will be able to find some of the graphics that I have done it for as an example, and it's editable on Google Slides as well. So if your members or your entity don't have a lot of people very good at, for example, Photoshop, Illustrator, actually it doesn't require for that. For me, even of the like graphics, I use Google Slides to do it, and it still make it happen. So you can try it out as well. And now I will teach you on like how exactly I make these photo that you're seeing right now into the content that I show you to you right now. So remember, when you design a campaign, these are the keywords that trying to include into the campaign itself as well. So first of all, with the first message on develop your leadership with aiesec, so you can see here you are focusing on the moments that the EP realized that they are developing the leadership qualities. So this is the first graphic I have designed, which I want to try to show to people that even though it fails, she also trying to overcome it and stand up with it as well. So which you can see it is aligning with here, adapt and show resilience in the face of challenge. So I want to show about the leadership qualities for solution oriented. Then I use editorial line 1 plus editorial line 2, the moment as well, because I try to show the moment that when the EP having a reflection. And here are the hashtag I'm going to use: solution oriented, develop your leadership with aiesec, and global entrepreneur. Secondly, this is the post that I want to show when the EP realized about their personal values. So here I found myself in India and realized that I'm not only striving for excellence, which is the values that they uphold. So that's why I put self-aware here, and I use editorial line 1. It's for testimonial showcasing. And then I put self-aware, develop your leadership with aiesec. Plus, this one is a bit special in terms of I also put India here as well, which means I'm trying to showcase my IR partner as well. So you can also put the hashtag for IR partner. For example, India, I have 2 hashtags for GE. One is India is a feeling, and the second one is Kickstart India. Cool. So you may ask one question, why this hashtag is very important, because besides you using this hashtag, maybe also some other countries that they promote in India is using the same hashtag as well. So when EP click onto it, they will have more contents that they can find out of it, maybe from your entity, but maybe also from other entity from different countries or territory as well. So it will also help you in mobilizing all the global resources together to boosting the campaign. Secondly, experience with aiesec. So this one you can promote specifically the country, and or you can showcasing the activities on the events that you can have within the exchange. So first of all, this one I try to showcase the best startup ecosystem in Southeast Asia, which is in Indonesia, and then they usually have training or some forum or panel discussion in there for people who are startup and they join and learn at the same time. So that's why in here I push the hashtag experience with aiesec, because I'm focusing on the activities that they can do. Also, secondly, I put the hashtag of Indonesia, which is scale up Indonesia. This is the hashtag from the entity itself. Like Indonesia is using scale up, so you can ask more about it from the corresponding entity. Like for example, you can ask Cassie for that. The second thing I want to show is usually in co-working space, startups have gathering time on Friday in tea time, and they can chat and talk with each other, and they can share with each other as well. So that is the reason I put it here, and I want to introduce these activities that people can experience in the co-working space. And also I put TGIF as well. So you can able to see use here the moment as the editorial line and global entrepreneur and experience with aiesec. Cool. So the next one is the same concept with it, intern with aiesec, but this one is more focusing on the specific communication and the content selling for GE as well. So if I'm from MOC, I will use some of the research I do. For example, China ranks 14th in Global Innovation Index in 2019. So what we can do is we try, why don't share our innovative business model with the startup in the last frontier of Asia through a summer internship. So we can see we use G experience with aiesec. So global entrepreneur intern with aiesec, and also last frontier of Asia is Myanmar. So it's not I writing this, but you can search it on internet, and their project is called Jumpstart Myanmar, so you can put the hashtag as well. And then same for here. So this one is a bit special in terms of I trying to showcase the moment that the EP is launching his marketing campaign in Indonesia. So that's why I use the moment, also the product as well. And in here, in terms of hashtag, besides GE, Interviser, and Scale Indonesia, I also put a hashtag for the subproduct itself. For example, if I want to put a subproduct for marketing, I will put marketeer. You can also try to include the subproduct or the JD under the subproduct into the message as well. Like, I mean, not very obviously, but you can hidden it into the words of the campaign content. Okay, so the last campaign message you can see is learn with aiesec. It's focusing on the learning journey of the EP itself. So the first post I'm using editorial line 3, and I put adaptability. Remember, we talk about the keywords that we need for people who are focusing on career path, right? So, and we talk about the top 10 skills, right? So we can include this into the content inside of the campaign as well. You can see adaptability, and then I put our partner last frontier of Asia, and I put GE as well, the experience. So GE, Universal, and my our partner hashtag. And then secondly, this one is more focusing on the job description as well. You can see here they have apps that launching, which is a selfie app, is focusing on user interface. So that is the reason that I use editorial line number 2 about the EP, how they think. And then I put hashtag global entrepreneur, learn with aiesec, tag me, and then I put India as well, because my Indian teammate. So India is a feeling, and Kickstart India as well. Cool. And if you want additional more, actually the hashtag you put here, less is more, you can also put it inside as well, because that is some common hashtag that people will use in social media, but with outside of aiesec. So you can also put it there as well. Cool. So after you have all this content and message, then how you going to use it, right? So before we go into that, I trying to recap here on like all the editorial line and also the message that the contents I trying to put under the campaign message as well. So now coming to the timeline, right? How does it run? for example, this is my timeline for attraction. So I want to start my attraction here on the second week, and the first campaign message I want to use is develop your leadership with aiesec. So and then the next one is learn with aiesec and the experience with aiesec. So how did I decide? Because for these two persona, these are the people that who are with better profile and they can have more options for that. So that's why what I choose is I choose these two persona and they are career focusing. So that's why I use develop your leadership with aiesec. Secondly, I put learn with aiesec. The reason that I put learn with aiesec is because this campaign message can target all three persona that I have, and in March and April we usually have the most number of open that are ready for people to apply. So that is the reason I use learn with aiesec in the second campaign message. And last but not least, I use experience with aiesec, which I target people usually focus on the experience itself. At this time, most of the opportunity are approved already, and these persona may not have very high skill set as well, and they focus on the experience itself. So that's why I put experience with aiesec. Then what's next is you can put the content that we created in, for example, February that I put here, and then beside I put this hashtag, I also put this one as well. So based on the hashtag we defined just now, like when I introduced to you, when you post that post, then you can put a few matrix of hashtag as well. You can put the post under it based on the timeline itself. Of course, you're not going to put 2 posts per month, but then you can try to have more. This is just an example. Coming to the next part, if I'm using E2E campaign rather than having the campaign message as the main of how I allocate the campaign is also okay. So I'll give you another example for that. So first of all, you need to prioritize which IR partner you're going to promote first. For example, if I'm going to prioritize it, I may be having mid-February to mid-March having India, because currently India have more openings ready already. And secondly, we'll have more open from Indonesia, for example. Then I will use mid-March to mid-April for that. And the last one maybe I have is from Myanmar, which is like April to end of May, for example. And one of the reasons maybe is also because during the second and third week of April, Myanmar is having a holiday as well, which they cannot process the applicants. So maybe what I will do is I will start a campaign third week of April, and then I accumulate more applicants. Then like coming to the fourth week of April, then IG side can process with the applicant with the partner itself. Cool. And based on that, you can also have persona align which persona you're going to have for India, Indonesia, and Myanmar as well. Maybe because of the profile and also the skill set level that they have as well. Cool. So afterward, what I will do is, first of all, I will put all the posts that related to India will be in the first part about India. And of course, you can put those hashtags that like cross the matrix to have it as well, like talk about leadership or learning or the sub-product. And secondly, I will put same idea. I will put the post for Indonesia and I put the post for Myanmar. So afterward, these are the posts that are country based. But also at the same time, you can even add some more posts that which they do not indicate the country itself as well. So you can attract people for other IR partner as well. Like for example, attracting for India at the beginning, but at the same time, maybe these people can go to Indonesia or Myanmar with those open that they are ready right now. Like you can also put some general posts for it as well and use some different hashtags. Cool. So I hope you can see this can be one of the way to do E2E campaign. And last but not least, here are some reminder. So no matter which campaign you are using right now, like you use with aiesec or not using with aiesec or not, make sure your campaign message is aligned with one of the following. We are trying to talk about either leadership, experience, interns, and learning. Other than that, like trying to avoid, you're trying to showing our exchange product is a way of having travel and tourism as well. And secondly, here is one of the useful material that you for you about a cheat sheet, which means like it's also called fact sheet as well, which you can find all the dimensions of different social media there, and you can find what are the safe zones, so you make sure the key content is within the safe zone as well. So I hope you have a clear understanding on how to implement the with aiesec campaign in GE. So if you have any questions, feel free to approach me or feel free to approach me. Thank you so much. Have a nice attraction peak for GE in this fruit peak. Thank you.